Hello, you're welcome to Royal Tutors again. In today's lesson, we'll be talking about addition and subtraction of fractions. You would know that in the previous class, we learned about like fractions. Then in today's class, we'll be learning about the addition and subtraction of unlike fractions. Now let's go into it. What are the methods I'll be employing in our today's class? We would be using the EFC method. What is EFC? EFC means equivalent fraction conversion. That is, we'll be converting our fractions to equivalent fractions. So that is EFC, equivalent fraction conversion. Then the second method is LCM. In our previous videos, you've seen our videos on LCM, which is lowest common multiple. So we have the equivalent fraction conversion, we have the lowest common multiple method, and the third one is the CMAT. The CMAT that says cross meet at the top. That is, we have fractions crossing to meet each other at the top. We have fractions crossing to meet each other at the top. That is, numerator going to meet the denominator, denominator going to meet the numerator. Now let's look at how they work. Now look at this example. The equivalent fraction conversion method is used when the denominator of 1 is a factor of the denominator of the other fraction. That is, 7 is a factor of 14. So because 7 is a factor of 14, then we can use our EFC method, which is equivalent fraction conversion. So what do? We have 3 over 7 minus 1 over 14. Okay, so what do? We convert this, we convert the fraction here, to an equivalent fraction having the same denominator. So we convert this other one to have the same denominator. How do we do that? We do that by multiplying by 2. So we would have 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 7 is 14. So that would be 6 over 14 minus 1 over 14. In this case, you can see they were unlike fractions because they never had the same denominator. But by the approach of our EFC, that is, by using our equivalent fraction conversion method, that is EFC, we were able to make them equivalent to become like fractions. So in this case, we can now deal with this as like fractions. So just as I've taught you in the previous videos, we know that like fractions, we only deal with what? The numerator, which is 6 minus 1 divided by 14. 6 minus 1 divided by 14, and our answer will be 6 minus 1 is 5. Then we have 14 as the denominator. So you see how our EFC works. We do what? We just have to make the denominator the same by multiplying the whole fraction, that is, by turning it to an equivalent fraction that would make us have like fractions. So 3 over 7, when you multiply by 2, you'd have 6 over 14 minus 1 over 14, we get 5 over 14. I believe this is quite easy and you'll be able to do it easily and correctly. Now we have another one. We have 2 over 5 plus 7 over 15. As we can see, we know that 5 is a factor of 15, so we would be able to use our EFC, which is equivalent fraction conversion method. And what do? We have to turn 2 over 5 to an equivalent fraction that has a denominator of 15. So 2 over 5, the equivalent fraction of 2 over 5 that has a denominator of 15 is the one that is multiplied by 3. So we would have 6 over 15. Now that we have 6 over 15 as the equivalent fraction that has the same denominator as the other fraction, then we now have it as what? 6 over 15 plus 7 over 15. Now they are like fractions. And now that they are like fractions, what do? We ensure that we deal with the numerator only. That is, here we have 6 plus 7 over 15. So 6 plus 7 is 13. So we have 1 and 3 over 1 and 5. That is 13 over 15. You can see how our equivalent fraction conversion method works now. It is very, very easy and very, very simple. All you need to do is to multiply by a number such that we have an equivalent fraction that has the same denominator with the other one. Now, what of if the denominator of 1 is not a factor, neither a multiple of the other one? For example, this is 7 and this is 5. 7 is not a factor nor a multiple of 5. Neither is 5 a factor or a multiple of 7. So in this case, what do? In this case, we use our LCM, which is lowest common multiple method. And we can also use our CMAT, which is cross meet at the top. CMAT, cross meet at the top. Now let's look at it. 3 over 7, 1 over 5. What is the LCM of 7 and 5? You can watch our video that we have done earlier to know how to calculate your LCM. But the LCM of 7 and 5 is 35. The LCM of 7 and 5 is 35. In this case, 35 becomes our denominator. So we say 35. After we have done that, then we multiply the whole fraction here by 35. So we will say 35 multiplied by 3 over 7 minus 35 multiplied by 1 over 5. In this case, what do we have? So we multiply 35 by the whole fraction to become this. Then we multiply 35 by the other fraction to give the second part. Now 35 times 3 over 7. We can see that, look at this first part. When 35 is divided by 7, we have 5. So 5 times 3 is 15. Then on this other side, that is minus, the other side, when 35 is divided by 5, we have 7. Then 7 times 1 is 7. The denominator remains the same, which is 35. So 15 minus 7 is equal to 8, and the denominator is 35. You see how it works now? 8 over 35. Now to our precious method, which is CMAT, that is cross meet at the top. So CMAT, C-M-A-T-T, CMAT method. What do we do in CMAT? We say that 3 over 7 minus 1 over 5. So what do? We put an arrow to the two denominators, they multiply. You can see the first arrow, 7 and 5, the two denominators. Look at it. So this multiplies by this, gives us our denominator, which is 35. Then cross. This 5 crosses to meet this at the top. See this? 5 times 3, we get 15. So you put it here, 15, put the negative sign. Then this 7 crosses to meet this one at the top. 7 times 1 is 7. So our answer becomes 8 over 35. You see that our choice method, which is the CMAT, is quite easy and very much, it is simpler than the LCM method. However, you need to know the two methods so as to know what to do per time. Now let's look at another example to apply our CMAT and our LCM method. Here we have 5 over 7 minus 5 over 13. Now you need to understand, when you're performing your takeaway, which is 5 over 7 take away 5 over 13. Since you can see that your denominator, which is 7, is not a factor nor a multiple of 13, so you have to use your LCM or CMAT method. Now the LCM of 7 and 13 is 91. You can check our video on how to get the LCM of two numbers. Now, 7 and 13 has a LCM of 91. So, we make our denominator to be what? 91. Then we multiply each fraction by 91. So, we have 91 times 5 over 7 minus 91 times 5 over 13. What will our answer be? 91 divided by 7 in the first bracket. 91 divided by 7 will give 13. Then 13 times 5. You can do your simple multiplication. 13 times 5 will surely give you 65. Minus, in the second bracket now, 91 divided by 13 will give 7. Then 7 times 5 is 35. Your denominator remains the same, which is 91. So 65 minus 35 will give 30. So the final answer is 30 over 91. So this is our answer to this question, 30 over 91. Let's use our CMAT, which is cross meet at the top. Cross meet at the top. So we have 5 over 7 minus 5 over 13. In this case, remember our cross meet, our denominator to denominator, they take an arrow. So 7 times 13 is 91. Then we do cross. The denominator meets the other numerator. So 5 times 13 will give us what? 65. Minus the other one, 7 times 5, which is 35. And our answer becomes what? 35 minus 30 will be 65 minus 35 would be 30 over 91. You can see that now, 30 over 91. Using your CMAT method and using your LCM method, they are both efficient, but we can see that our CMAT method is faster and very correct. Now, so let's look at another example. This example is quite easy, and therefore you'll be taking this as a quick drill. So can you quickly do this? Apply your LCM method, apply your CMAT method, and see if you would be able to quickly and easily get these questions right. Just 3 over 7 plus 1 over 5. Now quickly do it and see how well you're able to do it. Pause the video and assess yourself. Alright, so I believe you've been able to do it. Did you get the answer correctly? Was it QED, I mean quite easily done, or you struggled with it? Alright, let's get to see the answer. Now the LCM of 7 and 5 is 35. Remember to check our videos on LCM so that you can know how to calculate the LCM of numbers. Now, the LCM of 7 and 5 is 35. So, 35 becomes our denominator. Then you multiply each fraction by 35. So, 35 times 3 over 7 plus 35 times 1 over 5. This is all you need. Now, divide 35 by 7, your answer would be 5. 5 times 3 is 15. Then, in the other bracket, 35 divided by 5 is 7. 7 times 1 is 7. Denominator remains the same as 35. Now, 7 plus 15 or 15 plus 7, your answer would be 22 over 35. That is 15 plus 7, that is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and the 22nd number is the 7th addition. So you have 22 over 35 as the final answer for this question. Now let's use our CMAT method and see if our answer is correct. So CMAT says that 3 over 7 plus 1 over 5. Denominator to denominator, that will give us our new denominator, 7 times 5, which is 35. Then this meets this meets this. 5 times 3 is 15. 7 times 1 is 7. And easily done, our answer is 22 over 35. That is the answer to that. Now we have another question here. Remember, the fact that they have the same numerator does not mean that they are like fractions. They are only called like fractions if their denominators are the same. So let's use our LCM method for 3 over 5 and 3 over 13. In this case, the LCM of 5 and 13 is what? 65. Because 5 and 13 are co-primes. Don't worry, the word co-primes means two numbers that do not have common factor except one. So they are called co-primes. I write it here, co-primes. Co-primes. So co-primes. So 5 and 13 are the LCM is 65. So if the LCM is 65, multiply each fraction by 65 over 3 over 5 plus 65 times 3 over 13. In the first bracket, 65 divided by 5 is 13. 13 times 3 is 39. Plus, in the second bracket, 65 divided by 13 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. And the denominator remains to be 65. So our final answer would be 39 plus 15. That is 39 plus 15. You add it together, 9, 39 here and 15 here. Do your column addition. 9 plus 5 is 14. You write 4. You regroup 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So our answer is 54 over 65. That is the final answer for this question. Then use your CMAT method. So we have 3 over 5 plus 3 over 13. Remember our CMAT method, denominator to meet denominator to give 65, that is 5, times 13 to give 65. Then you do your cross meet at the top. Cross to meet at the top. 13 times 3 is 39, plus these 5 crosses to meet at the top. 5 times 3 is 15. So 5 times 3 is 15. So you put it as 15. So 39 plus 15 will give you 54 over 65. 54 over 65. And that is the final answer, 54 over 65. All right, that is all for today's lesson, and I believe you have enjoyed today's lesson. If you want to practice more, you can use this question to practice on your own and drop the answer to this question in the comment box. Drop the answer to this question in the comment box. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining today's class. Bye.